At its heart, advertising is communication with consumers. More specifically, advertising is non-personal mass communication intended to encourage potential customers to buy a company's products or services. Why advertise? In addition to attracting new customers, here are the key objectives of advertising. Improve brand recognition. Persuade potential customers to buy from you rather than from a competitor. Generate sales leads. Promote special events and sales. Improve the image of the business. Increase the quality of items or services purchased. Increase the amount spent per order. The right advertising viewed by the right people at the right time and place can achieve all the goals in the preceding list. However, you have no guarantee that the right people will see your ad, or that they'll see it at the right time and place. But making this happen is critical to advertising success, and it's central to the focus of advertising agencies and clients alike. Companies spend billions of dollars, and powerful advertising agencies work thousands of hours to fine-tune ad campaigns for consumers. Advertising has evolved into a fine art of creating a response from people who are a company's potential customers. Advertising usually is an expensive proposition, and if it isn't done properly, it can be an incredibly easy way to waste money. Just like owning a boat, an advertising budget can become a big hole in which you dump all your money. Don't let your company's money go to waste, and your customers slip through your fingers and into the competition's hands. Plan your advertising efforts and target your best audiences. Be sure to follow these steps. 1. Set goals for your advertisement. Are you trying to create a good feeling about your company among people who view your advertisement? Are you trying to get people to buy more of your products or services? Are you trying to convince readers that you put quality at the very top of your list of priorities? You should develop your advertisement after you understand why you're advertising, not before. 2. Develop a budget. Before you advertise, decide how much money you can devote to the effort and create a budget based on this estimate. After you decide on a budget, stick to it. Avoid the temptation to load your campaign full of unnecessary extras at the last minute. 3. Choose a target market. Who are your most likely customers or clients? Stay-at-home moms and dads who watch soap operas on television? Golfers who love to spend loads of money on vacations to exotic destinations? Techophiles who absolutely must have the latest and greatest gadget, whatever it may be. People in your target market should be your #1 priority when it comes to advertising. 4. Pick a medium. No, not a fortune teller. We're talking about picking which of the various kinds of media you'll use for your advertisement. Your decision will be based in large part on your target market. If you're selling sugar-coated cereal, then you know that you'll find some of your best customers watching Saturday morning cartoons on television. Then you'll want to be online where your best customers will find you. 5. Create your advertisement. Although you can design your own advertisements, you'll likely be well served by bringing in a professional advertising firm to take on this important task. The best firms can work closely with you to ensure your input into the creative process and your ultimate satisfaction with the final result. This is a case where getting a referral from a colleague or other trusted source is a very good idea. 6. Place your advertisement. Although designing an effective advertisement isn't necessarily an easy task, placing the ad generally is quite easy. Members of the media place a very high priority on advertising sales, and they'll be quite happy to take your money. As a result, most media outlets have made placing ads simple. They'll provide ample salespeople and customer service to help you through the process. 7. Track your response. Closely track the results of your advertising campaign to find out whether it has the desired effect. In most cases, getting results means people buying your product or service. Is there an uptick in sales after your advertisement runs for a week on a local radio station? Are you getting lots of click-throughs on your web-based ad? And are these people actually purchasing your products? These kinds of results tell you almost immediately whether you've taken the right approach. They also reveal whether you should continue with a particular ad or whether you should dump it and move on to something else. 8. Adjust and repeat as necessary. After you have the results of your advertisement, you can adjust your ad, including the ad's design and where and how often it runs, and then repeat steps 1 through 7. Ads that run more frequently, for example on television once every hour or once a month in a monthly magazine, get a better response from consumers. Read "sell more product" than ads that run less frequently. However, this effect is offset by your budget and how much you can afford. When you assess your campaign, a positive change tells you that you're on the right track. A negative response tells you that you've got your work cut out for you. Remember, running a successful advertising campaign isn't an accident. If you take the time to create a plan to organize your own efforts, your advertising dollars will go further and your money will hold out longer. The answer to the question, "Where's the best place to advertise?" is simple. Advertise where your potential customers are. If your target customers are buyers of cutting-edge computer equipment, chances are you'll find them surfing the web or reading a variety of computer magazines that cater to their particular tastes and interests. If you spend your advertising dollars in places where you have no potential customers, you're wasting your money. Surely one of these places will work for your company's advertisements based on where your potential customers are. Internet. Websites are currently the hottest, but also the most uncertain places for companies to advertise. And despite early indications, banner ads, those pesky advertisements at the top, side, and bottom of many websites, are only marginally effective with click-through rates of no more than 0.5%. The internet can be the least expensive place to go for advertising. With programs such as Google AdWords, you pay a small amount of money, often much less than $1, each time a potential buyer clicks on your ad. Expect advertising on the internet to continue its dramatic growth into the future, but be aware that this form of advertising may be the most appropriate for brand building. That is, when you're trying to increase customer awareness of your brand. Newspapers. Although newspapers traditionally have been the first stop for many company advertising campaigns, their popularity is declining as a media outlet, which means they're also becoming less popular as an advertising medium. More people than ever are getting their news directly in near real time from the web or from 24-hour cable news networks, such as CNN and MSNBC. Many newspapers have established a strong online presence to retain old readers, while attracting new ones and tapping into new sources of advertising dollars. Magazines. Magazines are terrific places to advertise because they're typically targeted to specific audiences. You can choose from among car magazines, sewing magazines, news magazines, stereo equipment magazines, sailing magazines, and many more. Each publication has its own unique demographic of readers just waiting to read your advertisement. And don't forget that many magazines are also online, and you may be able to leverage your advertising dollars into both venues at a nominal additional cost. Direct mail. With direct mail, You get to choose who receives your marketing piece, and you get to decide exactly what message to send and how often to send it. Although not particularly effective by itself, the response rates for successful direct mail campaigns are measured in the low single digits. Direct mail can play an important role as part of an overall marketing campaign. Email direct marketing has much higher response rates, up to 15%. So many companies are choosing this less expensive route to reach potential customers. Radio. When you have a good idea of who your prospective customers are, you can target them through the selective use of radio ads. Different radio stations have different kinds of listeners. A station that plays classical music all day long, for instance, has a much different listener profile than a station that plays alternative rock all day long. Television. Television advertising can easily be shown at specific times and days of the week, depending on your audience's demographics. A company that advertises on a midday television game show may never advertise on a late-night comedy show, and vice versa. Keep in mind that television advertising is the most expensive form of advertising, so try the other forms first if you can. Outdoor signs. Billboards, the sides of buildings and buses, baseball stadium outfield walls, all are examples of outdoor advertising at its best. If you can put an ad on it, you can bet that someone already has somewhere. Whether you focus on advertising campaigns or not, the bulk of your company's marketing efforts and cash probably go into creating and distributing promotional materials. Promotion is the conveying of information about your company and its products and services. Although most promotional materials are written or printed for inexpensive and easy distribution, they can also take the form of email messages and websites. Chances are you've already used one or more of the following promotional items in your business. Sales letter. A sales letter is a written appeal to a customer to consider buying a company's products or services. A sales letter may contain information about the products or services, as well as special offers for buying sooner rather than later. A sales letter often is accompanied by brochures, product sheets, or other promotional materials. Brochures. Brochures generally present detailed information about a company, product, or service. They can take the form of a simple piece of paper, folded in half or in thirds, or they can be slick, full-color, multi-page marketing pieces or reports. Product sheets. Got a product? If so, you should have a product sheet to go along with it. A product sheet is a one-page, often front-only but sometimes front and back, description of a product along with a photo and key specifications. A product sheet should be complete enough to answer your customers' initial questions without overwhelming them. Publicity photos. Publicity photos give your customers and the media a good idea of what you and your products or services look like. Generally, publicity photos are accompanied by other promotional literature, perhaps brochures or press releases. Audio or video. Although brochures, product sheets, and publicity photos, for instance, are static, audio tapes and videotapes are dynamic, which means they can convey much more information than a simple piece of paper can. However, with the rise of high-quality streaming video on the web, the use of online promotional materials is surging. Promotional kit. A promotional kit is a folder that contains some or all of the preceding items in the list. A kit for your company's latest disposable camera, for example, may contain a sales letter, a brochure, a product sheet, a publicity photo, a video, and a working sample of the camera. The purpose is to give potential customers an in-depth look at your product, which hopefully will generate interest and sales. Websites. Many companies are transferring their promotional materials to their websites for a couple reasons. First, Doing so costs little or nothing because you've already invested the money to create the promotional materials. Second, a website is on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It doesn't sleep, and it doesn't take breaks, well, unless the server goes down. However, because websites depend on people making an effort to discover and visit them, you need to find ways to help consumers along. Plaster your URL everywhere possible, on your products, in your advertising, on blogs where your prospective customers hang out, on the side of the Goodyear blimp, wherever people might see it and be compelled to take the time to visit your site. Remember, as with all marketing materials, you should tailor the use of your promotional material specifically for your intended recipients. Figure out what kinds of materials your target customers will most likely respond to, and then provide them with these materials.